issued the last version of the EULAR recommendations in 2018. And since then, there were many new publications with new agents and also with old agents, but for new indications for other types of organ involvement of Behçet syndrome. So we decided that it was time to renew these recommendations, to update them. And we had a multidisciplinary, multinational task force of 29 collaborators. And what we did was we initially performed a systematic literature review of everything that was published on Behçet syndrome, on the management of Behçet syndrome. And then we presented these to the task force members. And then we discussed and come to a conclusion about each manifestation, about the management of each manifestation. So, what is new compared to the last version of the recommendations? One, for patients with mucocutaneous and joint involvements, we advise the use of TNF inhibitors or apremilast as second line agents after failure of colchicine treatment. So colchicine is still the first line treatment together with topical corticosteroids or antibiotics as needed. But if the patient is refractory to those, then apremilast or TNF inhibitors for mucocutaneous involvement and azathioprine or TNF inhibitors for joint involvement was recommended. Coming to major organ involvement, there was a big change actually, because in the earlier versions, we advised the more step up strategy, starting with a conventional immunosuppressive. And if the patient was refractory to that, then we would go on to biologic agents. However, realizing the importance of starting biologic agents early in Behçet syndrome in order to prevent the damage in these patients, we decided to issue biologic agents earlier as first-line treatment in patients who have organ or life-threatening disease. And for these involvements, monoclonal TNF inhibitors seem to be the best choice. And among the TNF inhibitors, the monoclonal TNF inhibitors, infliximab seems to provide more rapidly achieving of higher serum concentrations. On the other hand, adalimumab may be better sustainable, may have better sustainability in terms of feasibility and easier of use for the patient. So depending, of course, on patient factors, we advise to use a monoclonal TNF inhibitor as first-line treatment. And also we advise to continue this as maintenance treatment for a long time instead of conventional immunosuppressive as we used to do in the past. And another important difference was recommending early interventions in patients with cerebral venous sinus thrombosis who have increased intracranial pressure because that may be also vision threatening. So these are the main differences. And I hope these will be implemented and useful to patients people taking care of patients with Behçet syndrome.